welcome to Super Monday. Well, it's supposed to be Super Saturday, but I had a really fun weekend and a busy Halloween, so it's going to be Super Monday this week. But I guarantee you, it's a delicious soup. You'll love the recipe, and you can make it this week for a nice warm dinner for your family. I'm also going to include a little story about our Halloween. I live in Minnesota, and like most of the country, we have COVID cases are kind of high. So we wanted to make Halloween safe. And we built a long chute on the front of our yard, and we sent the candy down the front yard. So I'm going to include at least one clip of that so you could see what I was busy doing on Saturday instead of making soup. But we had a really fun time, and it was nice to do something different and fun and kind of feel that our life is kind of normal. I'm sure you all know exactly what I'm talking about. I hope you all had a good Halloween too, and enjoy my soup recipe. And this week, I promise, it'll be Super Saturday. Hey everybody, it is Super Saturday, and this is even hard for me to believe. If I can get a good angle on this pot. This recipe starts with 1.5 cups of butter, so you know it's going to be good, right? I'm going to add, of course, onions. What recipe would not start without onions and butter? A mix of peppers. Have you figured out what I'm cooking yet? It's gonna be good. Butter, onions, and peppers. And of course, you know me, I'm gonna throw some garlic in there. I always add garlic to everything because it makes everything better. I'm going to stir this up, and then I'm going to add our sliced beef. If you could smell this, you would be in heaven right now. That smells so good. Like garlic butter. I mean, what's better than that? I'm going to put in some cooked mushrooms that I had frozen in my freezer. Check another item I'm getting out of my freezer that I didn't have to buy. Perfect. Okay, I added my boneless sirloin tip roast, believe it or not. I just sliced it really thin. And that is 1 pound of beef. I'm gonna let that cook in the garlic and butter and get super yummy. Oh, I just love soup. All right, it's looking good. Now I need to add 2/3 of a cup of flour. Of course, you know I use gluten-free. But who else have seen these? If you ever see these at a garage sale or a used-a-bit store, these are the old Tupperware. And they have the 2/3 cup. They have the 3/4 cup. I mean, they're just absolutely love them. Anyway, this is the 2/3 cup, which I am going to use. Whew, my hand's getting hot. I am going to use that to make a roux with my gluten-free flour. I'm going to see if I can stir and video. What do you think? Ooh, I think I can. You want to make sure you stir that good so it doesn't taste raw. Oh, look at that. I'm fogging it up. That's kind of cool. Alright, I gotta do some serious stirring, so I'm gonna pause. Be right back. Now it calls for 1.5 cups of beef broth. Another win-win. Got it out of my freezer. Homemade beef broth. Check. Something else out of my freezer that I'm using up. Oh my goodness, look at that. Look at that. It's not fair that I do this, is it? That I show you this yumminess. But you can make it. I will include the recipe below. And you can make it for your family fairly easily. Alright, so there's the beef broth. I think now it kind of looks like a stew, doesn't it? Alright, the next thing it calls for, this is going to be crazy. Are you ready? 6 cups of milk. So, here we go. I use 1% milk in this. That was 2 cups. So then keep our bones strong, obviously. And that was 4 cups. There we go. There's one last ingredient. I think I'm going to throw it right in so it'll melt. The recipe called for provolone. But, folks, you know me, I have a whole bunch of Swiss cheese frozen in my freezer. And my goal is to use what I have. So I put, this is 8 ounces of Swiss cheese. I'm going to stick that in my recipe. Now Swiss cheese should melt just the same as provolone. If you had like a cheddar or a mozzarella, that would get stringy. You wouldn't want to use that. But a provolone cheese versus a Swiss cheese, it should be just fine. And I think when I've had Philly cheesesteaks before, I think they've had Swiss cheese on them. I don't know. It's cheese. You can't really go wrong with cheese, can you? Alright, I'm going to cook this a little low and slow, and I'm going to show it to you in a few minutes. Delicious. My soup is ready, and we decided to make a batch of rice and put some rice in it. We just kind of like to do that with soup. We do that with our chili too. Some people like to have crackers in their soup. Some people like to have bread on the side, and we just like to put like a scoop of rice in the middle of the soup. It's just something we like to do. Anyway, there is the delicious Philly cheesesteak soup. Hope you enjoy this recipe. Please comment down below what has been your favorite soup recipe so far. Thanks for watching my Super Monday video. If you liked my video, consider subscribing and hit the notification button